Hello, my little friends. Hope all of you are doing very good. And so, welcome back to my channel, Story Time with me. So, let's begin our today's story session. The name of the story is The God in the Banyan Tree. It's a very beautiful story, children. You should read with me till the end, and I am very sure you will enjoy the story. So, let's begin. Once upon a time, in the city of Kashi lived a very superstitious and greedy man. So, in Kashi, there was a man who was very superstitious. Superstitious means one who believes in something unnatural, one who believes in something magical to happen. And greedy, you know what is greedy? Urge, always wanting to have something more. He could do anything in order to gain riches and fame. So he was very superstitious and he always wanted more and more money. He wanted to be very rich and famous. One day he was walking through a forest where he noticed an ancient banyan tree. He stood before the tree and wondered, "This tree is very ancient. It must be the abode of a yaksha or a deity." So, one day he was walking through a forest and he saw an old banyan tree. Okay? And he thought that as this tree is very old, there must be God who resides inside this tree. This must be the house of some God. So, what he did next? Thinking, thus he stood with hands folded in prayers. So, he stood there folding his hands in front of the tree. "O Yaksha of the tree," he began to mutter, "I pray for the money invested in my business to double in the next month, and I shall come with many animals to offer to you." So he stood in front of the tree, joined his hands, and prayed to the God he thought who must be there residing inside the tree, that he had spent lots of money in his business and he wanted that money to be doubled. So if his wish is fulfilled, he will offer many animals to the banyan tree. Saying, thus the man walked away with the glitter of coins in his eyes and hope of a richer future for himself. So after telling his wish in front of the banyan tree, he went away and he was in a hope that he will become richer soon. He kept thinking about all the things that he would buy with all the money that he shall earn. And he was thinking, he had gone to his future and he thought of all the things that he would buy when he will have lots of money with him. Okay, due to God's grace, due to the tree, due to the God that is residing in the banyan tree, if he blesses him, he will have lots of money, and he was planning to do all the things he would buy in his near future. It so happened that his wish was fulfilled. The man was sure that the tree god had answered his prayers, so he decided to fulfill his promise and returned with many goats, mules, chicken, and sheep to the forest. And as the days passed by, his wish was fulfilled. He was very happy now, and he thought that the tree god had answered all his prayers. Now he wanted to fulfill his promise, which he had promised to the tree god, that he will be offering him many animals. So he went there with many goats, mules, chicken, and sheep to the same tree, uh, in front of whom he had once wished. He gathered a lot of firewood under the tree to burn the helpless animals. And as he was offering the animals, he gathered all the firewoods under the tree because he wanted to burn the animals and offer them to the tree god. A yaksha indeed lived in the tree and appeared at the very moment. And there was really a god inside the tree. And when he was arranging all the things to burn the animals, the yaksha or the deity appeared in front of him. And what he said? "My dear friend," said the yaksha, "you promised to make offering in return of a wish fulfilled. But by sacrificing these innocent animals, you will only burden yourself with bad deeds." So, what did Yaksha said to the man? He said that as you have promised offering me the animals after your wish is fulfilled, but one thing I would like to tell you, that if you sacrifice these innocent animals, if you burn these innocent animals, you will burden yourself with bad deeds. Then you will have the burden of bad deeds on your shoulders. So the god wanted to tell him that this is not the right way of returning something in return of the wish fulfilled. The man listened carefully and asked, "But dear Lord, you have fulfilled my wish. I must repay you, or else I shall be called a liar, and that also will be counted in my bad deeds." So he said, after listening carefully to God, that you have fulfilled my wish. So I must pay you something in return of my wish fulfilled, otherwise I will be called a liar, and that will also be counted in my bad deeds. So if we know that if someone tells lies, that is a bad deed, right? So he was saying that if as I have promised you, and if I don't offer these things to you, then I will be called a liar, and that is also a bad deed. That will also be counted as a bad deed. The yaksha smiled and replied, "If you really want to offer me something, then offer my people, help them, and give them what they need. In this way, your money shall always multiply." So the yaksha smiled and said that if you really want to offer me something, do one thing, my child. Go and help the needy one, the poor people who need something. And if you do this, your money will multiply very soon. So this is the right way of repaying me, not by sacrificing the innocent animals. The man understood his mistake and decided to help the poor and needy by offering them food and clothes. So the man decided that, okay, so according to the Lord, as he is saying that you should help the poor people, I will do that work only. So he understood his mistake, that this is not the right way of repaying God by sacrificing the animals. So what he had done, he helped the poor and needy by offering them, by giving them food and clothes. So what is the moral of the story, children? Keeping a bad promise is worse than making it. So we should always promise, we should always promise something which is good, not a promise that might harm someone. That is not very, what you can say, that is harming some animals or harming some people. That kind of promise is not good. A promise should always be good, which is harmless, right? This is the one thing which this story teaches you, and hope you have all understood the story. You have all understood my the moral of the story, what I wanted to say you from this story. And if you like my video, please hit the like button, and for more such stories you have to subscribe my channel. Okay, children, I hope you all are reading with me and you can understand the story very well. You will get my 2 more channels mentioned in the description box. You can go ahead and check the links and you can subscribe them as well. That's all for today. Have a great day ahead.